What is going on, guys? It's a boy Sabertooth Chief. Technology. It's a beautiful thing. It's fast, powerful, convenient, all that good stuff. But it is also really, really scary. Particularly the internet, because just as helpful as it is, there will always be a bunch of people who will do some really harmful and stupid stuff for their own personal gain. By the wise words of Sonic the Hedgehog, with great power comes great power-hungry monsters. So before I go on this topic even further, first of all, a huge shout out to my friends and followers for voting on the poll I have shared on my Instagram as to which story you would like me to narrate. So there were two options. The one was the Daisy girl I got friended with in Google Plus, and the second option that was chosen by majority of 67%. I am here to give you a story on how I almost got scammed. So gather around, folks, because this story is about to be stupid. Alright, so by the way, also please give it a like to this video and subscribe to my channel, because it will allow me to share more of my crazy stories that I haven't told to a lot of people. It will help me with the exposure of this channel. When you keep sharing with your friends and family, I will be a happy person. So it was just a normal random day. I was just scrolling on my Instagram searching for some good memes, okay? So like I always do. Alright, so as I was scrolling down on my phone, I got a follow request from a certain female person, and this got onto my notice because she was liking a lot of my posts on Instagram or my reels and all the memes I posted. So that got my attention just a little bit, quite enough for me to check out her profile. And I was hoping to myself, please let this not be one of those guys who use a female photo as the DP. But thankfully it was not the case. And on seeing the profile, I was like, oh, she's actually a girl and she's kind of pretty. And it seems like I was about to make a new friend. That is after I followed her back, right? And just about a few minutes after following her back, she hit me up on the DMs and she was asking a couple of basic introduction kind of questions like, hey, where are you from, and how are you doing? And you know, you call them conversation starter. So usually, sometimes I don't claim to be good at small talks, but it is what it is. So as we kept messaging back and forth, the conversation turned out to be a little more friendlier for each minute passing by. And as I was about to make a new friend, that is when she asked me a favor. She said she had an old Instagram account, but she lost it. Maybe it was deleted by Instagram for violating certain guidelines. Don't remember what it was, but she said she lost her Instagram account and she wanted to get it back. And how it worked was I would be getting an SMS with some message. So take a screenshot of that SMS and send it over to her in this DM. And I said, okay, sure, I'll give it a go. She was saying please and thank you so profusively, and I was feeling a little bit awkward about it, but I did not give it much of a notice. I got the SMS just like she said. In that SMS, it was actually a link. Now, on seeing that link, I was like,
hold up, wait a minute.
I don't think that's a good idea, because normally how scammers work is you have a link of a website that does not seem recognizable. It has like a shorthand form of a bunch of letters or maybe numbers. Now those kind of links would be really suspicious. I would have declined that request if the link was actually that of a variety with a bunch of letters and numbers. But turns out the link was actually from Instagram, and Instagram being one of the websites to be really trustworthy because they do have the HTTPS as in the secured code of a website. It's the same as when you sign into an email. It has the same kind of code. With that in mind, I thought maybe it's not that suspicious because it's a very known and trustworthy website. So I took a screenshot and I sent it over to her. And after doing so, she thanked me profusely. I lost count on how many times she said, and I quote, "God bless you," and all of that kind of dialogues. You usually hear that kind of dialogues from homeless people who ask for change or something like that. That was really suspicious, but maybe she was being overly thankful and doesn't see much of a harm, so I just let that slide. And then, about an hour later, curiosity got the better of me as I somehow decided to click on that link and maybe see what that link would take me to. Now, again, it is not that suspicious link because it is from Instagram. It's a very trustworthy website. Also, mind you, I also had to mention that she clearly told me, whatever you do, do not click on that link. And me being a person not good at following directions, I'm like, nah, well, it's quite tempting, kinda. So, yep, yes, you guessed it, I clicked on that link. And to my surprise, after clicking on that link, where it took me to my Instagram page. That was really, really shocking because I honestly didn't know. I totally did not see that coming. But on second thoughts, I was like, it kind of makes sense because I'm logged into my Instagram page on my phone. So if I click on that link, of course it will take to my account. Yeah, and that is why I just shook it off and felt like it's a normal thing. Like, if another person would click on that link on his or her phone, that would have taken to their respective Instagram account. It's a normal thing. Not even 2 minutes later, this person hit me up once again and asked, did I really click on that link? And I said no. She got a little bit mad because I imagined the tone of her voice when I read her messages. She was like saying, "No, you did. And the link is now useless because you have already clicked and I can't get my account back, and I really need my account. Please, can you please take a screenshot and do not, okay, you will get another SMS this time. Please do not click on it again and send it over." So once again, she was saying the word please and thank you way too many times, and I had to skip a lot of her sentences, and I was like, okay, fine, I won't click it this time. And also I asked her, in the meantime, do you also have a YouTube account? Like, do you have a YouTube channel, so maybe I can subscribe to your channel? And then she said, yeah, we can do that later, but right now I need my Instagram account back, and we will talk about the YouTube channel a little bit later. Alright, cool. So this time, like she said, I did not click on the link. I took a screenshot and sent it to her. Once again, she thanked me quite a lot of times, a lot of thank yous, and yeah, that was it. And after finally getting over with this conversation, I took a brief nap. A few hours later, at night, I got a sudden email from Instagram saying that someone tried to log in onto my Instagram account. On seeing that email, my eyes got wide open. I am totally awake. So I went on to my email, check on the details, and onto my surprise, somebody actually tried to get into my account, regardless of whether that person knows my password or not. And when I searched for the location, and it said that it was approximately from some a very unusual name of a town, but one thing I remember for sure is that was from India, and the device that person was using obviously wasn't mine. But hey guys, in the meantime, don't feel too bad because thankfully no damage was actually done to my Instagram account because I didn't link the profile with my sensitive details. That was not linked onto my Instagram, so that was a good thing. And most of all, the biggest reason for why no damage was caused to my Instagram account was the fact that I used two-factor authentication. So sure enough, I knew it was a setup by the hands of this filthy female. God, I started to hate that person so much. I almost thought I was going to make a new friend, but turns out this person, he tried to get it onto her advantage, and honestly, I was like really mad when she almost stole my own identity and my sense of humor. Dude, this sense of humor that I have, I worked too damn long and too damn hard just to be stolen by a person who kinda doesn't even exist. That was really messed up. And guess what? But that's not even the worst part. Guess what happened after that? This female had the nerve to come onto my DMs once again and asking for the same favor. And the worst part is, she was acting like none of this ever happened, right? She was back to the start of the conversation, like she was saying the same damn dialogue to take the screenshot of the link and send it over. Like, really? Do you not think that I was gonna know what you were trying to do? The last thing I ever did after seeing that message, I left the ass on red and changed my password. So come to think of it, when I look back at this story, I was like,
you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
The funny thing is this, guys. I always used to tell myself, I'm not stupid. I'm just dumb and silly. And looking onto this story, I'm like, maybe I was stupid. How could I be so gullible to falling for this trap, almost kinda? So now, with all that aside, it is now time for the moral of the story, and that is, always use two-factor authentication and use only your most trusted devices to log in. And if there's any other valuable lesson, yeah, don't do the stupid things I did. So that brings to the end of the scam stories. Now the thing is this, I got a lot more on the scamming stories. Actually, it did not happen to me, but it's a case of an identity theft that happened to some of my friends. So, okay guys, so I'll cut you a deal. If I can get 5 likes on this video, then I will give you another story on an identity theft of a person trying to catch up with me. Now, if this video reaches 10 likes, I will give another scammer story where somebody became real creative by stealing another person's identity. So yeah, make sure to like this video, comment and subscribe. Also share with your friends and family, and I will fulfill my end of the deal. And with that, Sabertooth Chief out. Bye bye.